Justin. Felt like a very similar story to round one, where you got yourselves into a hole which you probably find hard to explain, especially defensively, but then you at least finish on a positive note, scoring the last 16 points. What are your takeaways?
My takeaways, like that first quarter, we have a little hole, we make change, we come right back, we go back, make another change to see, if we can keep our momentum going. We let that back end, the last probably 3 minutes in that quarter slip, and I felt, we were matching it pound for pound, and then we came out in that second quarter and let bad offense dictate bad defense, and bad defense dictate bad offense, and that's our story right now. Like we win the second half, tie with them in the third, win the fourth. Like they're the positives in it, things that we can continue to build on. And they're a talented group. So for us to be able to say, for patches there, we can go pound for pound. That gives me great hope for what we can become. But the frustration is that hole in the second quarter that we create, 10 points in that. 22 points off turnovers. We have 7 turnovers, 6 or 7 turnovers in the first quarter again. Like just self-harming, which is something we've got to be much better at.
Hey, you're getting responses at times when you call timeouts, and you saw that in the first quarter. You call that timeout, and the group comes out and goes on a big run. And again, early in the fourth quarter, things looked like it really could have got out of hand, but then you respond again. Two parts. Are you happy to get those responses, but how do you stop trying to be in that position where you need to get a response?
Like I 100% believe in this group and know what the potential of this group is, but to me, potential is the most dangerous word around. It means you haven't found your level yet, and that's the frustrating part. Is when we ask for a response, we get it, and the problem we have is our consistencies, and our gap between our good and our not so good is so great right now. And we need to reduce that deficiency and get better. Like, in game one, that was on us. Like, we weren't at the level. We didn't play to that. We've played 2 really good teams in these last 2 games. And when we look at this quarter, where we look at our 7 games, we're still alive to win our target that we were after. So right now for us, it's get better every moment, control what we can control as far as our individual job and our collective work. And again, like I fully believe that we're going to get there sooner than later.
You finished the game well, so you scored the last 16 points. Do you take confidence from that? We've had that discussion before, and it's a tricky one when you finish the games well. But do you use that as a sign of what this group can do?
Well, what I take from it is that we've learned from last year, and that every point matters in this league. So we have that message, we understand, and we play everything out. And that's the fight and the resolve that I know exists in this group. Again, we've got to do it for 40 minutes. And that's the challenge right now, to make sure that we're going to have to change lineups a little bit. We're going to have to see what combinations are working for us and which ones we need to continue to work on, and then we should be able to see a consistent 40 minutes. That's the hope right now. We'll go away, do our work, continue to get better, and we've got long weeks right now into games, and that's our advantage to actually put the work in and get better each day.
Casey, let's start with the positive. That was a hell of a way for you to start the game with that dunk. You must have been feeling good at that point.
Yeah, I was obviously excited about getting into the new venue with the team. Anytime Sydney comes to town, it's a big opponent, so I wanted to get my legs going early, and bring that energy from the beginning.
The fact that you can now move like that, clearly you've put in the work physically to get back into this sort of shape. You look like you're starting to feel like that athlete that we used to know. How good physically are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Like you said, I put a lot of work in. The coaching and my strength coach and everybody doing a great job of just putting me in a situation to keep, building off what I've already done in the off season. So I'm feeling great. Happy to be able to play at the speed that I want to play at now, and now it's just about continuing to build.
It's difficult to talk about yourself after a loss like that. What are you seeing from the team that you need to quickly fix over the next 7 days?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of positives with our team, and I definitely believe in our team. I believe that we're going to go a long way. So I'm not going to harper on, the losses that we took or what we need to, do better. All I can say is we just need to move on. Offensively, we can't allow that to dictate our defense, and defensively, we need to, lock down and do a better job sitting down and guard.
As a player, what was the atmosphere like out there? 7,000 people in this building. It looks like it was a great success, at least on the first night to come back here. What was it like being out there playing?
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. The crowd definitely did a great job of coming out and support. We definitely appreciate that. We need that moving forward from our fans. It's definitely great to, be able to come to this venue. So much history, so much pride that goes behind it. So it was a great feeling to get out there and see what they did with the renovations and things like that. So it was amazing.
Justin, we talked in the build-up about coming back here to play. In a funny way, was it a relief to see so many people turn out? A 7,000 crowd really shows that the community is behind the club.
Yeah, first and foremost, like our front of office staff has done an outstanding job to get the arena looking the way it is, and we knew this move was because the demand was there, and our fans wanted to come and watch us play, and we couldn't get them all in the building. And our job right now is to continue to play a better style of basketball so that people want to continue to come. And it was great in there. Like the energy, the arena looked fantastic. It's going to become a great home for us. And for us now, we've got that first out of the way. We can get back here as soon as possible and hopefully put on a better showing in front of an even bigger crowd.
You touched on it before that you might have to look at changing up lineups a little bit. You've got a whole week to think about it before next week, but you've got a couple of guys struggling. Would you imagine potentially changing up the starting lineup just to try to get a better start next week?
Yeah, I think the most important thing for us is finding which combinations are working right now. I've never been big on starting. It's like who can get this thing done at the end. And for me right now, we've got some combinations that are really working, and that's where we've got to lean into while we're continuing to grow and find our way. So, yeah, we'll look at everything as we always do. This thing's about continuing to pound the rock and find ways to get better, and we're definitely by no means a finished product yet. And the Lions have taught us one thing in this city is the 0-3 means nothing in the long run. So for us, it is just a focus of get better every day, and we'll continue to do that.
A number just jumped out at me. Do you imagine Toey during the week is going to be pointing out that the team was plus 13 in his 3 minutes tonight?
I'm sure Toey will, but no, and that's what I did like is I turned around to the bench at one point and the guys that maybe had struggled in the game were up supporting those guys that were getting it done, and that's where I believe in this group. I know this group's going to be fine. Is the connection within how we go about our work and what we believe in is still real, and so for us we just need to continue to put 40 minutes together, and when we do that, I think the snowball will come.
Actually, Kai Savage as well, so I'm sure he'll be letting you know too. Looking into next week, it's a different challenge against the Phoenix now because they're in a similar position to what you are. I guess from the outside there'll be a lot of focus on playing against Sobes for the first time as well. But what are your early thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, I think both teams are in similar position, just trying to get better and find that first win. And it'll be different playing against Sobes, a great player for this club, and something we'll celebrate at some point in time, being able to catch up with him. But for us, it doesn't really matter who's in front of us. It's about what we're doing and how we're controlling every minute of our game, and that's going to be the focus this week.
Casey, just lastly, what's it like for you having your wife involved in the broadcast? She's doing a terrific job. She said she's not going to sugarcoat anything once you get back to her tonight either. But what's it like for you having her so involved?
Yeah, it's great. Definitely proud of her. She didn't have to do that, but that just shows her character, who she is. She's just an amazing, all-around person, and just being able to show the world that out here in Australia is just amazing. Yeah, I knew I had to, play a little bit better than previous times, or I was going to hear from her because, she's pretty competitive like that. So hopefully, she don't have too many negative things to say today.
Thanks very much, guys. Yeah.